Mortadella head, and today we're gonna make a really easy broccoli rabe. Some people might say people want to saute it. We're gonna show you how to make it in the oven, no extra steps. It's gonna come out awesome. People love it. We sell so much broccoli rabe here in the restaurant, Mortadella head. This is how we do it. People love it. We're gonna show you how to do it. This is what we're gonna be using today. Look like a real fucking miserable today, you know that? We have some nice olive oil in our little fancy little genie bottle here. We have some fresh garlic. We've got the cloves already cleaned off from the head of garlic. We have some dried crushed Calabrian chili peppers. We have salt, we have pepper, some Romano cheese, and we have 2 heads of our broccoli rabe. Now look at how nice and fresh this is. Some people call it rapini. Is this from the mustard green family, Sebi?
I believe so.
You believe it is, right? This stuff here has got a beautiful, it's like almost like a beautiful bitter taste.
Yeah.
Right? Is that how you describe it? When I was a kid, I hated this stuff. My grandparents would make it, and I would run the other way. But I don't know what happens as you get older. You start to like things you hated when you were a kid. And this is one of those things now, I can't get enough. I could eat it with every meal. It comes with these twist ties. The first thing we gotta do, I don't need to explain this to you, you'll figure it out. But I always like this stuff.
You like to reuse those in your trash bags at home.
Yeah. So we got this is done. And now I'm just gonna run over, I'm gonna give this a quick rinse in the sink, and then we're gonna cut it up. This is what a stem of this stuff looks like. We've got a floret at the top there, and you have all these nice greens, and I'm gonna use most of the stem. I like the stems, it's one of my favorite parts. So we're gonna clean it up. At the end of these stems, you get a little brown, right? So what I like to do is just get a bunch of these together. We're gonna take off like a 1/4 inch. That little brown part of the stem at the end, we're gonna cut that off. We're gonna do that for all these stems that I'm gonna try to use as much as we can in this whole bowl. Okay, out of all this rabe that we just cleaned that we're gonna use, this is the only part of it that we're gonna throw out. So we're gonna use 90% of it, 95% of it. We're gonna try to chop it into like 1-inch pieces. Just go right down the stem, just like that. Doesn't have to be exact. Do the best you can. How easy is this? Doesn't get much easier. Right? Some people want to blanch it, and they want to saute it. That's fine. A lot of people are going to give me a lot of help in this video. That's not how I make it. That's not how my mother makes it. That's fine. Make it however you want to make it. This is how we make it here, and it works. All right, we're going to get our garlic cloves ready now. We're going to put a lot of garlic in this. So we're going to take a clove, and we're just going to put the knife on it and give it a smash like that. Do that to all of these. Take out your aggression on the garlic. You mad? You mad at someone at home? You mad at someone at work? Grab the garlic. Pound away at it. Let's just give it a nice chop. We want to chop it up nice and small because we want it to really mix in with the rabe when we put it in there. We want every leaf and every stem to get that nice garlicky taste on it. So the smaller you cut it, the better it's going to distribute throughout the rabe when we season it, when we cook it. Don't buy the stuff that's already chopped up in the jar. That stuff there, I don't know. That's what you can find, use it. But if you can get fresh garlic, that's what you should be using. Get our cheese ready. We're going to grate it. So we have some Pecorino Romano here. We're going to grate it ourselves with this nice box grater. You can buy it already grated if you want. I like to grate it myself because when you buy it grated, they put stuff in there so it doesn't stick together. So you're not getting just cheese. I think they put like some cellulose in there maybe, but whatever it is, if you can grate it yourself, do it. So we're just gonna take the block here and we're just gonna give it a nice fine grate. Okay, there we go. A freshly grated Pecorino Romano. We have a nice big mixing bowl. We have all of our rabe cut up and cleaned, and now we're ready to add all the flavor to it now. So, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put in a bunch of salt. Use a lot of salt because what the salt's gonna do, the salt's gonna help pull the moisture out of it when it cooks. It's gonna really let it caramelize nice inside the oven. Now we're gonna put in some black pepper, all right? not too much, but just enough so you know it's there. Next, we're gonna put in those crushed Calabrian chili peppers. So this depends on how much heat you like. I don't like a lot of heat, so I put just enough in there, just so that you kind of like, you know it's there, but it's not gonna burn your mouth. But if you want more, use more. Next, we're gonna add all that nice chopped garlic. I'm gonna drizzle it with a lot of olive oil. Whoa, a lot of olive oil. Okay. If you think you put too much olive oil on, put a little bit more. Use a good olive oil. Don't use the cheap stuff. You don't have to break the bank, but you know, use one that you like the taste of it when it's not baked. Okay, all that beautiful cheese that we just grated up, that's gonna be the final ingredient. All right. You can smell how nice that is. Nice and fresh, right off the block. Get the rest of it. And that's the same thing, just like the olive oil. If you think you have too much cheese in there, put a little bit more because you want the cheese. The cheese is really gonna make this all come together. Now the fun part, make sure you wash your hands, and we're gonna mix everything together. So you wanna make sure every single piece of rabe gets covered in all the flavors. The salt, the pepper, the Calabrian chilies, the olive oil, the cheese, the garlic, and kind of massage it, right? This is the key. You want to kind of get in there and give it a squeeze. Don't be afraid to manhandle your broccoli rabe. Look at that. You can smell this already. You can already smell like what it's supposed to taste like. And when you put it in the oven now, you're really going to be happy. That's what you want to see. All the flavors soaked up in every little stem, every little leaf, every little floret. See that? Look inside there. That little floret's got some garlic, some cheese, look at the little Calabrian chili flake right there. The salt, the pepper, it's glistening from the olive oil. See that thing? Look how shiny that is. And we're gonna take a little bit more olive oil and we're just gonna put it on the bottom of this pan just so it doesn't stick. And you can never go wrong with extra olive oil. So now we're gonna take our bowl of rabe and we're just gonna spread it out on this pan. Okay? Move it around, spread it out as much as you can. Get your bowl. Look at, we got some extra cheese and garlic and all that good stuff in there. Scoop it out. You don't want to waste any of that. Put it in the oven. Preheat your oven to about 400 degrees. Put it in and wait. Probably about 7-8 minutes, but you're gonna know that it's starting to get ready because you're gonna smell it. Your house is gonna fill up with the beautiful smell of the garlic and the cheese and the rabe. Then you're gonna check on it, and it's probably almost done as soon as you can start to smell it. So we're gonna check it out. Oh, it looks really good. So, without burning my hand, that's what it looks like. Right? So we're just gonna take our tongs, we're gonna give it a little flip, give it a little toss, so it just cooks evenly on all sides. See how when we flipped it, it was a little bright green underneath. It was darker on the top because the heat was getting to the top of it. We're just gonna pop it back in for a few more minutes. Okay, let's check on this. See if it's done. I think it's done. Perfect. It looks perfect. It smells perfect. This is exactly what you want it to smell like. Look at that. Like it's brown and crispy on some leaves. It's still bright green on some other leaves. You want it to be a little bit crispy. When you take a bite, you don't want it to be limp. You want to be able to taste the broccoli rabe. You don't want to taste just all char, like overcooked. Some places you go, they overcook it. But this is done nice. Look at that. And it created like its own sauce. See in there the olive oil and the cheese and all the broccoli rabe juice
Honest to
came
God,
together.
my mouth is watering right now. Honest to God.
Really?
Yeah, that's how fat I am. It's like my body is already.
At least it's a
like,
vegetable that you're
know.
craving right now, right? Yeah. All right, let's go check this out. Dangling.
Don't play with your food. That's it. Mortadella and make it nice.